Bahasham Yahabashai Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. I am not a member, however, I have entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. We got a little, I won't say a little, it's an 8-minute video. And I want to cut it short, but I don't think I can. This dude here, the original poster of this, I think, yeah, his name is Justin Scott, or Cypher J is his name on TikTok, and you can find him. He makes a lot of good points on a lot of things. And some other thing, you can't agree with everything everybody says, but this one is pretty spot on, and especially kind of talks about the climate. People are just waking up to, they're just realizing, like, we're living in a make-believe world, and pretty soon it's going to lead to that rebellion. People are going to, when they ain't got nothing else to lose, they're going to lose it. And we'll open up with an obvious, actually. So, with this, with the title you saw on that screen, we got to go to Job 9 and 24. It's a given, right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And what does somebody do with something they are given? Whatever they want. Even run it into the ground. Okay? Basis of men is another thing that we need. The Lord says to rule. I can't. Even the basis of man is what I'm looking for. The Lord makes rulers, and I don't remember. I gotta get that though. Before we start this, I have to get that. Basis. Basis of man. That's what it's gonna be. Daniel 4 and 17. So we'll get that, and then we'll start the video. Because yeah, it's 8 minutes, and I want to do my best to let it play, and then do a cluster of scriptures at once. I'm gonna do my best. No promises. Daniel 4 and 17 here. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the basis of men. And you are starting to see, most of us at least, are starting to see who the basis of men really are. And they try to, and they do this project. We are watching a real-time projection, with those people over there in the land currently saying, that they were doing stuff to babies and hurting women and children, when the whole time they were projecting it was them. And you see this same MO, this same play, as you can look back and your eyes are open. They've done that throughout history, right? There's nothing new under the sun. He's not prolific, he's not inventive, he's not creative. It's just he got a formula, he got a system, and it works. Well, it has been working. The Lord has allowed it to work up until now. Alright, so I'll probably find a good stopping point, maybe at the 5-minute mark, maybe not. We'll see. But let's go.
They can say no right now. It was a ritual. It was a state that some persisted and had to fill it.
And I apologize for whoever this nigga is. I guess this is his page, but I cannot stand. Why do we need to see you? Just post the damn video.
Something to be believed, because in white supremacy means supremacy, as in unmatched, undefeated. Where are their trophies? I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking questions here. The Roman Empire burned itself alive. I don't even know if that counts. You learned this math from Egypt and stole his gods from the East. The British Empire, I don't know if that counts either. Not for a line, held them on for a blink. They collapsed under tea, debt, and rebellion. It literally needed slavery and extraction to even survive. Now they sell souvenirs of what they sold. Is that a trophy?
I'm sorry, but these Edomites, they eat each other alive. And you're witnessing it. Like I said, you're seeing history replay itself in real time. They cannot get along. They couldn't get along in the Greco-Roman Empire. They couldn't get along during the slave trade, when they had the Dutch and the English and look how they fought over America. They could not, they're the hammer of the earth, right? And the hammer has one job. A hammer does nothing but hammer, even if it's to another hammer. They go destroy them, so they are just meant to steal, kill, and destroy. And they do that to a T, even to themselves, all right? And I'll just read it here, John 10:10. I'm sorry, no, we'll go. Actually, here we are. Okay, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, right? So this is Yahweh Shai on the right-hand side, and he's talking about the thief or the devil or the Lucifer or the light bearer on the left-hand side, whom there is a physical representation on this earth, just as the Israelites are the physical representation of the Lord, of the right hand of righteousness, although we are going off and we are not, but that's the remnant. The remnant is a representation of righteousness because we hopefully, prayerfully, through humility, I say we are striving for that, while the others of our people are are fine being within the confines of this wicked world. But yeah, you see, this is all an instrument. When you need a hammer, you get a hammer. All right. You don't use a hammer to make complex meals or do complex building or whatever. Right. You need more than one tool. This devil is a single tool. That is all. And like I said before, and as he's going to show in this video, they even hammer themselves. Isaiah 14, the hammer of the earth.
Western science left off the Muslim tradition, African astronomy, and indigenous agriculture. They colonized knowledge, not produced it. Even DNA theory comes from Rosalind Franklin, not even the men they awarded. I'm just saying. Hollywood was just a machine to make whiteness visible, not even victorious. So his job was never even to tell the truth, only to loot the myth.
The Vikings, Elder Malcolm does a lot, especially on his page, Critical Race Historical Facts. Like and subscribe. He goes into how the iconoclasm and how they paint themselves, they put themselves where they are not. Okay, and let's just get, if you don't know, let's just get the definition real quick of iconoclasm. I don't even remember how to spell it, but let's ask Rod. Let's ask the witness number 3. And I may just copy and paste it just for the sake of brevity, for the sake of time. I'm just going to copy and paste what. Here, can you. Alright, so it's deliberate destruction or rejection of religious or cultural images, right? He covered up the faces of the judges thereof, right? Or icons often driven by ideological, religious, or political motives. It typically involves defacing, smashing, or removing sacred objects, artworks, or monuments deemed offensive, or that word offensive means it's okay, let me slow down. If you read in between the lines, if something is deemed offensive, it means that it exposes their lie, heretical, or incompatible with certain beliefs, incompatible with the narrative. Icon meaning image, and clast meaning breaker, or klastes meaning breaker, so image breaker. And that is what they try to do, especially with the image of the saints, especially with the depiction, because we don't know what the Messiah looks like. We just know how he's described. But with the depiction of the saints and all things holy, and who was dark-skinned and who wasn't, because prophecy doesn't talk about Ham or Africans being, rulers or having dominion of the earth. It goes back and forth between Esau and Jacob. And they like to paint that history as just because you're dark-skinned, they call you black African. First of all, black is a color, not a race. African is not even, that is a continent, Okay, there are different tribes within the land of Ham, but they're Hamites, or Ham, Cham, meaning hot, like where you get the word chemistry. Okay. And like I said, I'll remember, I gotta copy and paste this in here for the sake of time. So let's go. Here we go.
You believe it. That's not supremacy. That's editing with flags. I'm just saying what it is. And then let's hold on to it because I truly think it's all fake. I'm calling a bluff. I'm calling bullshit here. Let's say you believe supremacy means domination over other people. Okay, let's just test that. Africa. You invaded, yes, but you never conquered. Mali, Ethiopia, Congo, they existed before European bound soul. Europe carved the borders but never broke soul in nothing. Asia, China outlasted every empire y'all had. Indian told the world language, math, and medicine. Every time Europe entered, they took notes. America, the land didn't even make sense to y'all. Genocide is not victory, it's desperation, and the people still here, right now. That's not conquest, you failed to erase it. The Middle East, literally the cradle of civilization. And Europe keep bombing what it can't comprehend. They don't need, see the thing is, they think they have rule over it. They don't need crusades, and lies for power. They need it to stay relevant. It's projection warfare. And who exactly in white is conquered? I just need answers. Because every race it claims to dominate still exists, still resists, and still creates. You didn't conquer. You narrated conquest and looped it. I need to go deeper than this. Whiteness is.
So we're going, man, and let's just get Ecclesiastes 4:16. He talks about how they couldn't erase the people, okay? And then I'm going to let him cook for, I think this is where he kind of hits on a couple points that I don't want to pause on, so we're going to let him cook after this. 4:16, there's no end to the nations, right, except for one, the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary tells you, but that is a future prophecy, that is post-return of the Messiah. Ecclesiastes 4:16, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So the point we're focused on is there is no end of all the people. And let's get an endless crowd standing around. Okay. I don't think I like that one. But the generations grow up and reject him too. And there's no end to all the people before him. I don't like these iterations. I consider all the living which walk under the sun with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. You know what? We'll put our finger in. I might need to come back to this one to make sure I'm putting it in proper context. But there is no end to the nations, right? The Lord did say that. I just need to make sure that's the right one. So we'll come back. I'm gonna let him cook, and then I'll look for that scripture.
The white supremacy is fake. It's fake. Right. I'm gonna show you what I mean. It's all fake. It's all myth. It's all screams. This is ours. Right. That's what we're looking at. Let's talk about the world wars. Didn't we win the world wars? Isn't that proof of supremacy? World War I. It is a war between white empires over stolen colonies, fought mostly with non-white bodies. On their behalf, millions of Africans, Indians, Asian troops were pulled into the trenches for European ego disputes. Victory meant what exactly? I just want to answer. More carving up of the world, more rituals of greed, more PTSD buried under armor, not even supremacy. It was just a meat rounded for brown bodies for branded as moral victory. Let's talk about World War II, because that's another one. This is another one people say we won. We won. Did they say we got victory there or something? Nah. Fake. It's fake. It was fought to stop white supremacy by the same nations who invented it. What even is that? America joined late and turned the Japanese, segregated its own troops, and still lynched black veterans when they came home. It's like, I just want instance. The Nazis lost, but the logic never truly dismantled at all and got rebranded and moved into media policy, pushing wherever y'all want to take out. You did not defeat even your own supremacy.
And that's because it was never the goal, you know. And he's making points only using their logic and their narrative against him. It's not that he doesn't understand. I see what he's saying. All right, and so if that may be confusing to somebody, he's telling truth, but using their logic to tell it, to show how it doesn't make sense, to further drive home the point that quote unquote YT supremacy is fake indeed. It is a lie in and of itself. Okay, and there was no way that they would be able to do the things that they did had prophecy not dictated. Okay, when you go to Genesis 24, I believe, and Isaac is blessing Jacob and Esau. He goes into that. He'll get dominion, but he'll throw off the chains. I believe. Let's just get that. I think it's Genesis 25, or it might be 24. Let me start at 24. And bride for Isaac. Okay, Rebecca's chosen. Yeah. Okay, Isaac marries Rebecca. Alright, so this is Isaac's sons. Alright, these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Remember, the promise is to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And it has always been to Jacob, alright? Whether there's nothing but more than theatrics on how it happened, right? With the quote unquote trickery, okay? Because that devil sold it. He chose immediate satisfaction over longevity. She conceived, alright, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went up to inquire of the Lord. Alright, and Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, okay, Jacob and Esau, brothers, but forming 2 different nations. 2 manner of people. And let's get that word manner. I don't know if we ever got that. Get on a little handy dandy and put it. Get that out real quick. Alright. So manner, we're looking at la. So there's la right there. And then so I keep losing it. La, then and I don't remember what that is. Is it sa? Let's see. No, it's ma. It's ending. So there's ma. La, sa, ma. Lasam, la, sum. That's a tough one.
Strong's 8.
We don't need you to say it. If people, okay, so a people or a nation, just different. Gotcha. Oh, hold on. We didn't go to the root word. Is there a root word? Okay, no. Alright. 2 manner of people in thy womb, right? Shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? It's already been prophesied. When her days fulfilled, behold, they were twins. First came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? You can look at the book of Exodus when they dyed ramskin red, okay? It did not come out hairy. It's talking about like that garment that they dyed red. After this, he called his brother Esau's heel. Alright, and remember in earlier in Genesis where it talks about the serpent, okay, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old, okay, grew up cunning hunter, alright, and man of the field. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, and when you get that word plain, it means, he chilling, he sufficed. It ain't mean he was broke down and ain't have nothing, right? Jacob was player, he was cool, like, I'm good with what I got, I'm chilling right here. I got everything that I need. I don't need to heap up everything. I don't need to be greedy and take all, even that what doesn't belong to me. That is reserved for Esau, and you see him do that in real time right now. So let's get plain real quick. I'm trying to stay to the point, man. The spirit taking me elsewhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. Right? You don't want to look, you don't want to watch it. No, I don't really get no views anyway, but I don't care. Somebody will see it eventually. Where did I go? Dang it. We need plain. 25 and 27, right? Yeah, okay. And we'll get cunning too. We'll scroll up and get cunning. Okay, perfect, complete. One lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, etc. Sound, wholesome, alright? Morally innocent, having integrity. Complete opposite. Remember, two manner of people, so the other manner was complete opposite. Cunning, or the serpent was more subtile than any beast of the field, right? Remember, know, to know, learn to know, perceive. Permanent word, okay. Alright, and it all ties together, right? We get it. Right? You see one being on the right side representing righteousness, the other representing carnality here. Alright, that's why it says a man, a cunning hunter, man of the field. Alright, Jacob saw pottage. Esau came from the field and was faint. Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, that with that same great pottage, for I'm faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. What did he say? I'm at the point to die. And at what point, if it's your private birth, shall this birthright do to me? Alright, no forethought. No, just, look, I'm hungry right now. Over dramatic, as they are. And then turns around and plays the victim, alright, when Isaac is reading their blessings out to them. Sound familiar? You're living it. You're living it right now. There is no end to the people. There is the bounds and the nations that the Lord said still exist. But this devil, whose the hand was, the world was given into his hand, he did whatever he wanted with it. He changed nations, changed boundaries, all of that. And now only one tribe of Edom has a biblical nationality, but everybody else is just some shit that he made up. Ain't that a bitch?
Even your own fraudulence, you couldn't fit that. So all that white supremacy is a more photogenic version of what supremacy really is. You want to know who turned the tide of that war? Russians absorbing the blood clots. That's all it was. Africans and Caribbean troops in British uniform. Asian battlefronts draining fascist momentum. Black American soldiers fighting for freedom abroad they never got at home. Winning the world wars is not a triumph of whiteness. It is global trauma staged as Western glory. I can actually paint to you the whole little white mirror. This is how white supremacy works. This is how it works. You ever wanted to know? This is just it. They film it, loop it, teach it, quote it, stage it, then repeat it. I can do it again. They film it. They film it first. Then they loop it. They get it shown everywhere. Then they teach it. They make it seem like it's proper in an institution. Then they quote it by the people you respect. Then they stage it. They reenact it in real life. Then they repeat it for real. Every failure is recast as a noble effort. Every failure becomes founded.
Yeah, you see the okay, and that's why I'm moving back here, right? Where for monuments deemed offensive to them is exposing their lie. All right, incompatible with certain beliefs, meaning this does not fit the narrative that I have painted for the world to believe. Nothing new. Same old, same old.
I'm just saying, every surviving people becomes a rebellion instead of rejecting the line. They didn't rule. It performed. And we call that supremacy. White supremacy is not a god, it's just a glitch. It needs visibility to be real. The moment the camera turns off, it dissolves. That's why it cleans the curriculum. That's why it cleans the statues, flags, holidays, uniforms, borders. Because without the ritual, the myth collapses. That's all it is. And hold on. Because I'm still not ready to read your comments. Bro. The news today got me chased because let's just be done with it. White people are naturally superior. That whole argument. Then why build 10,000 laws to protect that fragility? What? White culture is foundational? There is no such thing. It doesn't even exist. It's a mashup of stolen rituals, suppressed ancestors, and rebranded myths.
So when you see the daughter of Babylon, and when it speaks about this place, when the Bible speaks about this place, not only does it say that Edom would be ruling around the time that the Messiah would come, but it talks about the daughter of Babylon, and it speaks about this place in many different instances in history. It calls it Assyria, it calls it Sodom, it calls it Babylon, it calls it Egypt. It calls it Rome because it is an amalgamation of all those cultures from which they stole from in the past, and they're just reinventing it, or rebranding it, and it's just all of that wickedness, all that idolatry rolled up into one big ball, and you call it USA. That is why the Bible refers to this place when it talks about judgment. Every time it talks about Edom being a desolation, all right, it is speaking on this place. And the land, the Holy Land will be destroyed and then rebuilt. Because a bastard is dwelling in Ashdod, right? Ezekiel 36 tells you, or I'm sorry, 35 tells you that, I think it's 35. Yeah. Yeah, it tells you that they will take the land, right? They will have possession of it. All right, these two nations, these two countries shall be mine. You know what? Where we at? See, desolate, because thou hast perpetual hatred. Yeah, blood will pursue thee. Make Mount Seir most desolate. Yeah, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. We will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger, according to thy envy. So if you read through Ezekiel 35, Ezekiel 36, okay, and then 37 as well, how the Israelites would wake up. That's that valley vision, all right, the valley of the dry bones. That's true, the truth going out, and the elect being made aware of who they are and what their responsibility is. Okay, so these are good. 36, 35, 36, and 37. You should read through, break down, and go through and look for the breakdowns on YouTube, right there still, while you can, right? GMS 35, or GMS Ezekiel 35, 36, 37. You look it up, okay? But it tells its tale, it roughly paraphrased about how they would take the land of Israel, okay? And then, actually, because I can't even get, let me make sure. Yeah, okay, making sure I did. Israel will be renewed for his name's sake, yeah. So, and then we will come back into the land. So 35, 36, and 37, you should read through that on your own. I just had to make sure I was saying that right.
I got a whole video on it. White supremacy built the world. That's how y'all talk it still. They staged the world and then edit everyone else out the frame like a child begging for attention. If supremacy means dominance, then white supremacy failed. Let him cook. I don't know how y'all sit with this shit.
Shut up.
If it means visibility, then it means that white supremacy was never true. It was curated. If it means complex, that means it lost the rhythm, memory, resistance, spirit, and truth. You a five-time loser. I'm just saying.
Especially true, and we'll end it on, I'm going to let him say the rest of this, but what I want to cue up is, truth being so long without fruit shall now be declared. But I'm going to let him finish this, and then that'll be the video. We'll end it on that scripture.
Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Because this wasn't a rain. It's a spotlight. That's all white supremacy is. It's the conquering of the spotlight. And now that bulb is dying, the mirror is cracked, and the audience is leaving. So let that ritual end. I'm just asking you to let the myth collapse, because it's all fantastical. It's all fake anyway. I'm just saying, because white supremacy is not a power at all. I don't even think the organization was like, nah, I'm being dead ass. I'm actually being dead ass. So in this, I want people to understand that we gotta clear the house on this. You gotta clear your own spots on this. It's actually that big of a problem. This is a false reality everybody's been living in. Everybody talk about, I just don't know where I'm from, I'm cool. This is what you wanted to be reduced to? I'm just saying. Let's talk about black capitalism. Let's talk about that. I get asked about that a lot. Black capitalism or black supremacy, whatever you want to talk about it, has already swallowed the framework. They think we need to flip the script. But if you're still holding the same script, then you're in the same play reading the script that they have right side up, upside down. That's all it is. Supremacy is inherently weak. It's for those who fear shared sunlight in the worldview for people who assume love is scarce, who assume power is a zero-sum game. And belonging must be conquered to them. But, to be honest, Blackness at its deepest rhythm just knows better. It knows how to dance to exile. It knows how to feed multitudes from scraps. It knows how to exist without erasure. Why would we want to be supreme when we've always been sacred? Do you see what I'm coming from? Because the
Yeah. Why would you want to be supreme when you've always been sacred? And again, you have to read between the lines of what he's saying, right? It's also goes to along the lines of truth doesn't need to be defended, lies do, right? If you are a sacred people, if you are a chosen people, supremacy is inherent. For lack of a better term, supremacy is just inherent. But a sacred people who are deemed to rule, right, under Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, King David, 144,000 will rule in righteousness. People will be more blessed. If you see the state of the world now with the beast, the basest man in charge, look at where you're at. Look at where we're at. Dirty food, dirty water, women out of order, men out of order, roles reversed, war, constant war, unnecessary. Well, I don't want to say, because everybody's when their time has come, but on a carnal level, we're seeing unnecessary death. And people we're heading towards a digital slavery, a technocracy, and, a new form of government here. It's a hell. We are living in hell. So, and back along the lines of Ezekiel 36, where it talks about the children of Israel being restored to their land, until the Messiah returns, and until righteousness returns, we are living, we're just going to have to live in hell, and we are going to have to accept that. There is no change coming. There is no change for the better. All right, that you cannot use their script, like he said. You cannot use their script and read it upside down and think that you're just going to reverse it. There has to be a clean sweep across the board. All right, which is what the Bible tells or prophesies. So we'll get actually two. I want 2nd Ezra 6 and 28, with the truth being so long without fruit, and through unrighteous dealings and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. And Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it. Is the beginning of it that follows. We need those three. I think 2 of them are in the same chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, as for faith, it shall flourish. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 28. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And we are watching it in real time. And I think 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Yes, it is. All right, so for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And he kind of recounts this, what we just read in Genesis 25 here, right? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, okay? Meaning Esau is the end, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So their birth being a physical representation of what is playing out right before your very eyes. So I don't want to, if your faith is so small that you can't see it, I'm sorry for you. Pray for it. The book of James, right? You'll read the book of James. You got to pray. If you lack whatever, the Lord will give it liberally. You just got to not waver when you ask. Okay, and what did I say? Damn. Oh, through riches got by deceit. Oh, the 10th chapter. We were 10 and 8. Where are we at? Yeah, there you go. Yes, Yes, sir. Now we'll close it out right here. Alright. It said Ecclesiasticus. I knew it did. Oh, that's why. I mean, that's just. And 10. Because of 10 and 8. I don't know. 7. Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Pretty much just everything this young man right here kind of summed up. There we go. Gotten by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right? Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. That's it. That's all. Pray that you were edified. This one's kind of long. My usual is like under 15 minutes, but hey, whoever happens to see this, I pray that you were edified. Shalom.